All right, we're back. Freaking Twitter. Back to the thread. Back to the thread. Oops. Back to the thread. Here we are. This is right now. Okay. So, where were we? So, yeah, I figured out a lot of stuff today. It's all written down. We're not going to go into it just because, yeah, okay. So, I'm going to put everything on the chain. Um, you know, we've figured out that we can do the thoughts as NFTs. So we're going to try to encode a thought to an NFT. Um, and we want to, put it on top of one of these DID-based change. Also, uh, we are going to um, then do some stuff with CVE bin tool, which I can't remember if I talked about that already. Um, yeah, that'll be later. But let's just go put this thing on a chain. So yeah, so we wanted to put it on transact. What was that we just closed? Okay. Was it transact platform? Okay. Okay, so no. Okay. We wanted to see if we could point this NFT storage at, we might just have to clone the repo. Is this all one file? Like, what is this? I really don't understand. What even is this? Where's the code? Is this all just... Oh, what is this? So we're in NFT storage. We're looking at this packages, create NFT storage, create NFT storage. Maybe this is like, yeah, this is like a generator for the rest of these. And for tools, website API, SRC, index. Okay, so this is probably our main entry point for the NFT dot storage thing. So internal block, subscribe, API pins, API check, API CID, delete, delete. News to me. Thought there was a no delete situation with blockchains. All right. I think it's just what's in their database, but bad joke. All right. So check has account restriction. So upload. Okay. So this upload route is what we care about here. These are just some middleware on this. Looks like they've got some permissions. I like that. Middleware maintenance. That's nice. Post course with auth NFT upload. So this is probably the thing we need. It is in roots. NFT upload. Yeah, it looks like this is active. So, okay, upload car. Await upload car. Okay, await request blob. Okay, there we go. We grab the body. is car, application car. Okay, so that seems to be like some kind of multiple thing. If car file, okay, so we're not going to deal with the car file format right now. To NFT response. If is car, packed to blob. Okay, car equals packed.car. Okay, so then they create this blob and they have a car associated with a single blob. So packed to blob is what we need. So where's packed to blob? Okay, so packed to blob is this thing that basically just shoots it into IPFS. So to NFT response. So this is going to take a source CID. So they create this NFT. They return this NFT object. Size. Okay, but where does it add it to the chain? Transform DB response into NFT response. Okay, so it inserted into IPFS, and then it returns this blob, which I'm assuming is what we're going to put on the chain. But I'm not seeing where that happens. Maybe it's NFT add. Tokens create. NFT check, NFT stored. Let's go look at their API docs again. Okay. How to. Custom metadata. If your metadata conforms to these standards, oh yeah. So that's right, that doesn't work anymore. Defunct link. So if you want to customize metadata, you'll be using the same off-chain assets in many NFTs. You can store your files separately and get their IPFS URLs. You can then use these IPFS URIs and put them into a JSON file however you'd like to create metadata. This metadata can be stored resulting in an IPFS URI that you can then store in your tokens on-chain record. So basically what it's saying is that go ahead, put your token on the chain, or put your data in IPFS, put your metadata onto the chain as an NFT. It's metadata that can be, resulting in an IPFS URI that you can store in your tokens on-chain record. So the IPFS URIs must be somehow unique. JavaScript client library, storing asset files, storage blob. Okay. So the upload, okay, so this is the one we just found, upload. So this says the thing about car files, which we looked at. Okay, single file, this is the response we got, multiple files. So basically it tells us that we can shoot stuff at this NFT storage and it will upload it to IPFS for us. Okay, great, cool. So we can use this. So, or we can do it directly. So preparing your metadata. So once you have all your assets uploaded, you can update your metadata using the IPFS URLs in these images, others that are part of for each file. Prepare an IPFS. In some cases, you may want to Okay, but basically try to put the, yeah, we read this last time. So basically try to put the stuff in IPFS and then access over a gateway to that, same thing. But we're going to use manifests and data flows to be our generic method of access. Need to use CID v0 or two version of IPFS context. Okay, so we don't care about IPFS. Minting your NFT. You can now mint tokens using the blockchain platform of your choice. We wanted to illustrate the minting process here. Avoid strain. Okay, so this shows you building a flow NFT. This tutorial will teach you how to build a simple NFT market using on the flow blockchain. So this flow. Next blockchain. Okay. Cargo. Okay. Just Anchor. Interesting. Okay, so Coinbase Ventures. Interesting. So what is this? VS Code Flow. That's cool. Is this flow applications? Get event blocks, get collection. This looks pretty cool. Does this use DIDs? Because we care about the format. It'd be nice if this did, because this looks like pretty easy to work with, pretty good ecosystem. So, because then we could just spin this up. I'm not understanding how we get NFT storage to interact with. Let's go look at Firefly. So basically, I think NFT storage is not, we don't even really care. We're just going to put the metadata on the chain. Okay, we're just going to spin up Firefly. Are we going? Okay. What is this? Aries, it's written in Rust, so it must be something interesting. Sure. Verifiable organizations network team. Aries interoperability. Credential exchange, proof proposals, DIDs, public DIDs. Okay, these are like their testing, yeah. Their matrix of tests, just like we were talking about, sort of the commits. This is a good example of like how we're going to map the forks to commits. Okay. I don't understand where the main Aries project is. Based on decentralized. There's a protocol definition of tools from Aries protocols first. Should be agents, DIDs, protocols. So first is Aries grew how to work in Indy. Specific person. Want to build decentralized identity capabilities. Okay, so you should use Indy, and I think we found that we should be using Firefly versus Indy. Blockchain. Okay. Hyperledger Cactus. Okay, yeah, we saw that. I think we've determined Firefly is the right thing. Okay. So Firefly import. So it'll takes inputs and puts them in Firefly. We'll use the API. What was it called? API gateway. Gateway interface at first, then swap this operation for, okay, we can implement a cleanup operation which turns, or we can have our imp enter dump Firefly jump chain to cold storage. We can have later an alternate implementation of this where we load from, or where we just serialize to DID after we know format in cold storage. Okay, so basically what do we say here? So we're gonna spin up Firefly. We're gonna hit the gateway interface. We're gonna start adding we're gonna start adding inputs to the chain, right? We're just gonna link this to everything, or we're just gonna link a couple inputs into here, put it in the chain. Then we're just going to add their data indiscriminately. And then we're going to, dump it out to the chain. We're going to have it, do that yield breakpoint. We're going to do that here. All right, so try yield Firefly finally to do stop Firefly. Okay. So just like we do with our Docker MySQL server, spin up Docker, spin down Docker when you're done. And in this case, we'll also add a to-do dump or output chain to file. Right, so let's create a flat file or files or a bunch of files as appropriate that we can, oops, I keep hitting the server. So Firefly output chain to files, and then we're going to say, to do implement implement load from files on start if given, right? And so then we can take those load parameters from the another argument, so another path left out path argument after cache dir, right? Just in case I'm totally forget what I'm doing later. Okay, that's exactly what we're doing. Okay, so let's go ahead. We'll download Firefly. Let's see, do we have these fields configured correctly? No. Okay. Cache downloads. Unexpected indented block. Okay, so we're going to download the Firefly CLI and Firefly import. So this one is just going to run. Let's see, so what did we want to do? Yeah, we were coming down here and we wanted to say if self.parent.opt.inputs equals default inputs otherwise. Okay, so we wanted to basically we wanted to define an operation that whose run method uses the custom inputs. And then we wanted to, call it. So, oh yeah, and I was renaming things into ODAP, wasn't I? Okay, so this is firefly.import. The inputs are blank, and the outputs are blank. The config class is Firefly config. We need to make all this easier. Does no expand imp enter. Great. So this looks good to me. This looks like it'll download that and then throw us a break. Let's look at the body of the implementation here. Let's go ahead and remove all this stuff. And so this is what I was talking about. Basically, we can just subclass directly from the operation implementation context and then wrap with op so that we support the creation of the operation implementation, and we can still pass imp enter. So then all we have to do is define imp enter, which we did. So this one, I believe, was the one where we, this is the example where we redefine the inputs. So we're going to do that. So basically, we're just going to leave it sort of, you know, open to the caller to define. So this is, let's see, let's just work off of this, right? So we're just going to say, you know, instead of run data flow, it's going to be Firefly import. Oh, okay. So Firefly import, and then, so what are we going to do here? This is Firefly input, so this is our import. So this is our import when we, okay, let me just finish rearranging. All right, so we've got our cache Firefly CLI, we've got our Firefly config, which takes our values, right? So these are our default values for this operation whenever it's instantiated. Here's the setup for the operation. Here's the operation itself. Let's give it a name, firefly.import. And then, so, okay. And then we have this alternate implementation down here, right? And this is just the same. So this is Firefly import gateway, or Firefly import gateway, yeah. And this is firefly.import peer DID. Right, so we're going to output a peer DID directly. There's no impinter. There's, you know, the output is going to be result. And the name is peer DID, so this is the definition. The name is a peer DID. The primitive is an object, right? Because this is a live object, right? So we could serialize it, but it's not serialized right now, so it's an object. Let us see. So when this thing runs, right, and it's got its inputs. We just, so create DID after we know formatted. Right, so this is what we're going to do, right? We're going to use this function here, and we're going to create a DID after we know the cold storage. And how we're going to find out the cold storage, we're going to do this Firefly import gateway. So let's see. So what kind of nodemon command do we have over here? Python -u. Okie dokie. So Firefly import gateway. So if we ran unit test, let's make sure we import DFFML. We gotta import that from DFFML. And so do we have to import cache download of packed archive? So there's probably gonna be a few more of these. Okay. From typing. Okay. Gotta import some types. Throw a few on there. It doesn't look like we're using a list. We'll take that off. All right, great. No test ran. So now we're gonna add a handy dandy little trick here. So if we were to go to the Doctest library and we were to go to the unit test library, or well, we already went to the unit test. We're running unit tests via the CLI, so we are just gonna go down. All right, yeah, so this shows us that. And if we're doing unit test, then what is it called? Load tests. Okay. So we can put this in here. And then we can use this to reference this module. And then it will run, hey, where is that? Shouldn't this, oh, it's this module's name. I just did this the other day. I know it works. Maybe we have to say specifically. Maybe. Wow, that didn't work. It just worked the other day. I wonder what I'm doing wrong. Weird. happens if we put this here? Then it runs. So it doesn't run it if it's in a class? Is that the deal? Didn't run it now. Didn't like it. It's not the decorator. It's because we're redefining the name. Yeah, it still says gateway here. It's always the dumbest ones. Okay, so Firefly import gateway. So we'll build this data flow. So this was a data flow that did run data flow. So we're going to do last path Firefly import. So we're just going to add last path to that. Firefly gateway import. Firefly gateway. Okay, yeah. Okay, so there we go. All right, there we go. Now we got Firefly gateway import. Oh, import gateway, damn it. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we can import it. So we can say config, so we don't need the config here. So we can say outputs. Okay, so inputs. So we'll say inputs equals so we'll say run this last path, last path, append these inputs. And we don't need the subflow anymore. So we're going to run this last path. We're going to run this Firefly import gateway and okay, we don't need to worry about the output operation. All we need to do is add that value. So yeah, run data flow is not defined. Firefly import is not defined. Here. No dot, didn't find a replace. Okay, so download Firefly CLI, missing 2 required positional objects. So default is set on both those. So why is this not coming from here? Because URL hash value cacher. Okay. So for now, no. We're going to spell it out because that's terrible. I was just about to be terrible, terrible, terrible. See how easy that was? Okay, I didn't have to expand. I was going to totally just expand it, and that would have been bad. This is more clear. Base config has no attribute download URL. So why is it using base config? So does it not have it set? I think we're on an old branch. Yeah. So we need a commit. Okay, where is that? It's on the manifest branch. So base config. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so there was an issue. And this is, something that like Alice would identify if, so this happens to be me and I remember. But if this was somebody else who had run into the same issue, right, they would say attribute error, base config object has no attribute download URL. Now this is something where Alice would have, seen this exception. She would have seen this happen, almost like Stack Overflow for every single thing you run, right? And you see why I think this is because obviously every time I save a file, it runs everything. So if we could only do this across multiple computers with lots of people or lots of computers, we could get a lot done. Right, see, I was just able to cherry pick, right? So this is where, you're going to say, okay, what am I working on now, right? So watching developer, right? Okay. Developer hits issue, known issue, right? Traverse tree, look at input object, determine do feature extraction on input object, right? Or you just see a direct lookup. Have I seen this thing before? What happened? Does it relate? How does it relate to my current system context, my current tops level system context? How do the solutions that I can find, relate to the assets that I have available to me within my top level system context? For example, like a developer's environment. We're going to do this whole thing with VNC. It's going to be sweet. Okay, so now we've got that. Let's rerun. Is it gonna? Yeah. Okay, great. See, look at that. Caster looks like spelled caster without the I. There we go. All right, now why am I running it this way? Because why did I not just run it? Why did I not run it some other way? Well, or via the CLI or something, because we have. All right, see. Firefly CLI. Weird, it downloaded with extra dots. Okay. Because this here should not be like this. All right, so we'll remove that. I think it should download with logging now. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it goes into the Doctest environment. Oh yeah, I think it goes into the Doctest environment. It doesn't preserve logging. I think we have that integration set up within our regular stuff, but not within. This is just me running a one-off. So where are we? Here. I wish I think there might be a way to show the text around you a little bit more, but here, look at this. Check this out. Locals. Import ppprint, ppprint.ppprint locals. Now that is what I call fun debugging. I love Python. Okay, so tree.tools. File name looks good. Firefly CLI download. Look at that, FF. All right, there it is. Looks good, looks good. Okay, breakpoint yield Firefly CLI. Okay, so now when we get into here, we should see, I'll return print inputs self print or well self.parent.firefly. Okay, so yeah, so basically this is and you're seeing Doctest run here and it's saying I was expected last element and path. Okay, last element, this is where that is, right? That's where that coming from. So if we were Alice, we would say, you know, we've identified this string here. It says that it expected this string, right? So there was an issue. We know we're running Doctest. We know previous executions of Doctest yield this example. We see this is the failure. You know, this is the line failed. In Doctest format, we can write strategic plans that tell us these things explicitly for this format. And we can say, you know, this is the expected line is the next line. And then we can say, Alice can say, okay, well, this is, you know, the output, like, is it this that's wrong or is it this that's wrong, right? We should be able to tell things like that over time. I'm not quite sure that one yet. You know, when you have something where, okay, this is wrong, but this is the source of truth, right? The source code, right? Well, okay, well, we're in the middle of changing the source code, so maybe, you know, how do we tell? I'm not quite sure. Anybody got any ideas? Post in the thread. All right. So we got that. Looks like it's a binary. We validated the SHA. Let's go execute it. So I think we may be lacking. Okay, so we recently introduced this thing. A few of you have interacted with run command. So this basically little interface around running commands yields lines and events. Interesting. It was interesting to write this, like a little slimmed down version of our event loop. I like it. Let me know what you think. I'm curious. So basically, yeah, we can use this to, that's weird. I didn't indent that code block. So we're gonna use this. So diffmal, util, subprocess. Okay. So delete all that. Delete all that. Yield Firefly CLI. We're not going to do that yet. Here, okay, yeah. What are we going to do? So logger equals, so these have a logger, so we can say self.logger. So then I'll just log all the output of the command. And we can say sys.executable. Okay, so we'll say, so Firefly download, FF, okay? So we're gonna run this Firefly command. And what do the docs say that we should run here? Command, where to go? ff init. Okay, so ff init. All right, so what was that? What was that we just saw there in util? So this looks like it's about to prompt us for some inputs. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. How are we going to script this? Uh-oh. Okay, well, that's a fake uh-oh, unless you can't hear my excitement, because we know exactly how we're going to script this. So what was that we just saw here? I'm just very pleased with this, clearly. Exec subprocess. So what does this do? So let's actually just copy this whole thing. We're actually going to just copy the body, yeah. So this is what we had. This is run command, and this is the body of run command. So where's our command? There's our command. All right, lost KWRGs here. Do we have KW? No, we don't have KWRGs. Okay. So and we'll say logger equals self.logger. So the calling args, we're just gonna throw them around here. So subprocess.created, so diff dot. I think it will expose these automatically. We have some automatic exposure of all variables within the code base from the init. So, all right, what do we got here? So looks like same stuff. I don't think we're seeing the logging on this. Yeah, we're not seeing the debug logging. That's right. I think the doc, yeah, we already said the Doctest thing gets rid of that. So, what are we going to do here? So basically, subprocess created. So let's just set a breakpoint. Breakpoint. Okay. Or maybe we should say print event result. Okay. Input. And we'll put input. Or maybe, no, yeah, we'll say print event result breakpoint. Okay. Okay, event result. Subprocess created. Okay, continue. Print, or we can just say event result. Completed. That was it. Hey. Does it not have standard input? Shouldn't stand, oh, because we hijacked standard input. Okay. Oops. Okay, let's see what happens at the breakpoint. Did we hijack standard input away from it? We might have hijacked its standard input and then it tried to read and it was like, I can't read. All right, let's just try down or running that real quick. Tools. Oh, because we just ran it. Okay. Okay, oops. All right, I forgot to add this. Okay, yeah, let's say init. Okay, what does it want us to do? Init. Okay. All right, that's the started event. Now it should prompt us for something, unless our standard input has been hijacked, which it looks like it has. Oh no, it didn't read a whole line. Let's see. Can we switch the read line mode? Damn it. Can we say read? What happens if we just say read? Damn it. God damn, so processes. So what's happening? So nothing, it's hanging. Okay, so that was bad. Mother trucker, what does that do? All right, let's see if we can just do some kind of unguided thing. Geth Besu Fabric Corda, blockchain provider. We want to make sure we're using one that's it says it's taking on multi-party system enterprise data flows, purpose-built system, deep decentralized. Data chain, transactions. Okay, yeah. Active engine. Yeah, okay. Maintains identity. Structure runtimes, blockchain nodes. Okay, I just want you to spin up a DID-based chain. What is Hyperledger Grid? We want it to go into grid. So you can use Splinter. Saber is the neighbor. Location, product, pike, schema, running grid on. So Saber. Splinter, privacy focused. Sawtooth. Okay, we know Sawtooth. Sawtooth would be a good way to go for the provenance information that we want to be collecting. Do you consume DIDs? Tic-tac-toe, shit. Hyperledger grid. Saber or Wasm Smart Context on Sawtooth. Oh my god. Can we just, how do we get from from DIDs? How do we get from Jesus, ODAP, help. How do we get from DIDs to Sawtooth? How do we do this grid stuff? So what one should we go with though? Grid or Splinter? I don't understand. Why would we go with one over the other? Does it even matter? Should we just go with this DID stuff? I don't understand what DID stuff works with other stuff. I feel like I'm getting confused again. I think if we can do the DID stuff, we can get it somehow here into this. So the question is, which one of these things does this Firefly support? So Besu, Fabric, Corda. Fabric, DID. Decentralized identifier. Besu, was it? Besu. UVS address. Besu address. ESI Besu address. Library intended to use ESI, but it's fully managed decentralized. And wrap them in a DID document. This is proposed decentralized. Okay, so but this is old. DID Gath. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Isn't that chain? Okay, 3M's Geth, that's what I thought. There's one more Corda. Corda. What is this thing? Back to Twitter. Where's Daniel? Daniel Burke. Okay, what is this thing? What is this thing? There was this thing. It's in our thread too. Wait, what is it? This T something. Okay, this looks cool. So where was this TB Dex? So this TB Dex, this is a blockchain based on decentralized web node, self-sovereign identity service, 3xy collaboration. It is not SourceForge. Sync point. We believe open source is not opposed to these projects are open. Okay. Identify early issues. Okay, decentralized web node. Okay, developing a reference implementation of the web node. Okay. It's a protocol. There's this repository. Okay, so this is where we can use their, okay, decentralized standards-based primitives for using decentralized identifier, verifiable credentials lifecycle, protocol. Okay, so this looks like what we want to look at. Okay, so it looks like that Firefly thing, after all, turns out didn't really do what we wanted. It didn't spit up us a blockchain. It can't spit up a blockchain. Okay, this is the problem with the approach. Sometimes it doesn't actually get us there. So we should have we learned, but it turns out we actually want to just hang out in this TB Dex spec because this is a much better place to hang out than it seems like, because we don't really want to deal with running stuff right now. We just want to make sure that we are serializing to this protocol. So this is our new best friend. This is our new best friend. This repo, which will help us encode and decode to these pure DIDs. Okay, thank God. Wow, this is so much better. Alice! Central aim of this repo is acting as playground, says come up with a way to iterate robust protocol. Ah, haha, I agree. I love it. This repo is focused on fleshing out. Okay, I need to get involved. Who else wants to get involved with me? What types of messages do Alice and PFI send each other? No idea who PFI is. It's an interesting name. Just kidding. All right. Implements message storage processors. Ooh, I'm so excited. I almost knocked over my water. Alice, look, you're going to be talking to participating financial institutions. Riveting. Ooh, evaluate payment risk. And what do we want to use risk for? Off-chain execution. What do these messages contain? What does state machine look like? Thread of TBDX. Messages, DID library, protocol library. Great. TBDX protocol, message format and structure, message type. Yes, 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 yes. This is just exactly what we need. Okay. God, these people are our new best friends. Helen Du and Mr. Mo. We salute you, Helen Du and Mr. Mo. All right. TBD logo. That's hilarious. Okay. Where did it go? This is great. This is exactly what we outlined. Okay, I'm going to take a break.